Yo, what's up everybody? Zach here. I wanted to spend a few minutes with you today, and today I want to show you guys my office, my home office, if you will. Why? I have no idea. I figured I would make a video, and it's been a little while since I've actually been on here making videos, and so I figured I would do it today. So, I'm going to turn the camera around here in a second. I'm walking up the stairs so we can get like a real sweet shot, right? All right, so here's the camera. Cool, so this is walking downstairs. So, that's obviously upstairs. This is downstairs. And so coming down here, this is the first floor, as you can see. For the first floor main, or actually this is the only room in the first floor. What am I saying? So yeah, this is the chair. That's a table with a book. That's a whiteboard, so that's exciting. This is the desk. So if you don't know the story, this is a monstrous desk. As you can, so this right here, this slab of wood, that's 9.5 feet long. So that back piece is like 10.5 feet long. Let me see if I can adjust the brightness so it doesn't move around. Oh, no, you can't do it. Whatever. Okay, so this is the desk. So this is like, that's an entire iMac, right? That's an iMac, and that's much extra room there is. Actually, see all those scratches there? The people who moved it, actually no, I moved this in here with a buddy of mine, but where I had this thing in storage, the fools like jacked it up. So there is some horrible, it's called DNS Furniture in, I think it's somewhere in Illinois. So if you ever, hold on. If you ever do business with DNS Furniture, I think it's called DNS. It's DN something, I'm pretty sure it's DNS. It's in like the north suburbs of Chicago. Horrible. They're horrible people. They're like really actually bad, not good people. And ruined, this is a $10,000 desk, and they like freaking jacked it up and took no responsibility whatsoever. The guy stopped returning my calls. Like if court was useful, I would want to do it. I mean, I just don't feel like doing that, but like this dude should go to court. Horrible. So DNS Furniture, God, don't ever do anything with them. They store and fix furniture. They're terrible. I don't even usually complain about people, but they really jack. Anyway, this is the desk. MacBook. I've got this ancient chair. So the story about this desk is I worked at an executive recruiting office for my last job in corporate America was executive recruiting. And the dude that owned the company, this was his desk. So his name is Gary, and he's an amazing dude, just amazing guy. I learned a ton from him on just dealing with people, and just a brilliant man. I don't know how successful he is in terms of money, but the dude is very, very successful. Owns a very successful recruiting agency. In terms of recruiting agencies, it's one of the biggest ones, like just period, when you like group them all together. It's a very, very large agency. And so this was his desk, and they were moving into a new office, where we were moving into a new office, and it was more like modern and stuff like that. And so they couldn't fit this desk in there. Actually, I think it could fit. It just didn't look good because it was like a very modern office, right? This is obviously looks like old money. So it was very like glass and steel and low cube walls and stuff like that. So this desk didn't really have a home there. So they're basically selling all of their like old oak material, old oak like stuff. So they had this huge conference table and leather chairs and this desk, and they were selling it all on Craigslist. And this desk wouldn't get sold. I mean, as you can imagine, it's free. People have a room that they can designate to an office that would fit the stupid things. I mean, that's 10.5 feet long right there. So, and this is super wide. This is like, there's a chair, and this is all the space in between it. So, what was I saying? No, I don't remember. I have no idea. Anyway, oh yeah. So the deal was, hey, if you can't sell it, Gary, like I'll get it out of here. If you want to get rid of it, I'll take it. If someone wants to come and pay money for it, like let them have it by all means. But if no one buys it and you don't want to like lug this thing out, I and my friend will lug it out for you, and that's great. And he said, okay, sounds good. So nobody bought it, and we had to take it. So I showed up one day, and it filled up an entire like 12-foot moving truck. So this thing is huge. It comes apart in like 12 pieces. So like that's a piece. That's a piece, that's a piece, the slab back there is a piece, that's a piece, that's a piece, this is a piece, that's a piece, and then all of the supporting structure, so like the wood down there, all of that supporting structure, those are all separate. So you literally have to like bring this in here and play origami. It's insanity. So it's pretty wild. But this is it. This is where I usually do work. Okay, and as you can tell, so it's sunny outside. Well, it's somewhat sunny outside today, but not a whole lot of sun comes in here, which is pretty interesting. So the other sides of the house, the other floors of the house, have windows on this wall. So there's windows on this wall. There's windows on this wall, and there's windows on that wall, the back wall. So there's a lot of sun that comes in here, except for the bottom floor. So this is a little bit dark. So we've got this light here. I bought this light thinking it would be awesome. It's completely useless. Completely 100% useless. So you probably can't tell how useless it is, but yeah, there you go. You can see. I'm turning it on and off right now, and nothing happens. So if you ever want to buy one of those, they're cool. They look awesome, but it is useless. Those are some shelves I haven't picked up yet. That's a Spider-Man ball. This is a face cleaner, Ashley's face cleaner or something, and I broke it. So I told her I would fix it. So all the wires are sticking out. I'm supposed to solder it back together, but that's been a long time since I said that. This is some of my books. So as you can see here, these are some of the books. They are categorized in a way. So these are audio books up there. I usually just download them on my phone now, but these are all, I believe, mostly business books from the MLM company I was in. These are mostly marketing books / finance books. So like just financial history or just other types of finance. These are religious books, so like Christian books. I don't know what that is. Then, that's a mask. Get some more books in here that haven't found their home yet. Whoops. So like those are shelves that the freaking idiots at the furniture place broke. So those shelves are supposed to go up inside of there, but they're not there yet. This is my desk. This is a Very desk with, that's a mechanical keyboard. This is a DNS keyboard. This is like the best keyboard you can get for a Mac, I believe. So it's mechanical, so super loud. I'm kind of a ergonomic junkie, right? So when I used to be working on cars, like as a mechanic, I would always spend the most money I would spend whatever was necessary to get the best tools that like fit my hand well and I could do the job with. That doesn't necessarily mean the most expensive. It just means the best that works. So this just happened to be, I think it's the most expensive one. It's like $180. So it's kind of it's actually really pricey for a keyboard, but supposedly you never have to replace it, right? It should just be around for basically ever. And I really, really like typing on a mechanical keyboard that's, normal like that. So that's hopefully I never have to replace it because, $180 is really pricey for a keyboard. That's a mouse, a Logitech wireless mouse. This is an iMac. That's an Alexa. That's a bad energy drink, but I ran out of my good ones. Yeah, so that's that. And I think that's pretty much it with the office. So, but since we're here though, I figured I could show you my project car. So for those of you who are into cars, you might enjoy this. But if you're not into cars, you're going to think this is so stupid. So we just moved in here not too long ago. So that's the freaking giant mess. So this is in the suburbs of Chicago. So everything is pretty small. So like this is a 2-car garage, right? This is a 2-car garage, just massive. Like you could fit 2 cars in here if they were both skinny and you're skinny. These are some of my tools from back in the day when I was a wrench, a mechanic, tech, whatever you want to say. So I started organizing these the other day, and you can see how far I got. So basically, I've moved these tools like, oh geez, man, probably 6 times in the past 9 years, just going from place to place. I moved a lot over the past few years, getting married. So I never really stayed around in a place very long. And so these kind of things went everywhere. So I'm starting to reorganize things and get all the stuff in place. Each of these boxes are just freaking filled with crap. So that's interesting. But this is the car. Not that. That's a little remote control fun car. But this is, if you can't recognize it for non-car people, or actually you won't care, if you're a non-car person, you can just shut this off. You're not going to care at all. But for car people, you might recognize what this is. This is a 300ZX twin turbo, and the lighting I know is terrible, so don't judge me. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. I bought this, I flipped cars through high school to afford this, so I've had this for a long time. Wow, you can't see Jack in there, but whatever. Open the garage some other day, it's freezing outside. So I flipped cars in high school to afford this, and I spent a lot of money on this crazy thing. So we rebuilt the motor, or actually replaced the engine. Someone else did that. I don't think I rebuilt this one. Put, I don't know, a bunch of money into it. So it's not stupid fast, but it's got like 550 wheel horsepower or so. I started to paint it. So when I was like 20, I just took a friggin' grinder and started sanding this thing down like randomly when my friend was over. I was like, dude, this thing should get painted. So I was a little bit nutty and a little bit impulsive. Still kind of am. And so I just started sanding this crazy thing, and then it sat, and I never finished. And so it sat in a garage with just, look at that bird poo. It just sat in a garage with just nothing but just like sanded down paint on it, and that was pretty bad. So I eventually took it to like Mako, which is a really cheap paint shop, and ended up getting it sprayed this like really crappy white, which was super stupid. What's up, Brady? Which was super stupid. And but yeah, it keeps the rust from happening, so that's cool. So next things on the list is we need to redo. So these are Nismo injectors in here, and the fuel, or the ethanol in today's fuel, actually deteriorates and ruins old injectors, believe it or not. So these things freaking blow injectors like nobody's business, and they're $300 a pop, which is insanity. Most injectors are like $100. So we need to redo that, basically rip out half the engine, put new injectors in there, replace the intercoolers with something bigger, replace the clutch, repaint it, and then it's pretty much good to go. At that point, it'll be a 600 wheel horsepower, driver that is super reliable, and that'll be exciting. So that's it. That's the Z, and we come back inside, and we're back in